Ah! Hey everybody, welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and I'm a guy that knows a little about a lot. And today we're continuing with the crypto series, and we're doing an interview. Yeah, we're talking to Bilal from the Fame Project. Bilal. It's one of those names that makes me insecure. I'm convinced I'm saying it wrong. I'm trying to say it right. Bilal. 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 He's from France, folks. So you gotta say his name right, or else he gets offended. That's not true. He was really cool as I stumbled through his name the entire time. So no, he wasn't offended at all. But look, folks, this guy has been around the Algorand ecosystem from basically the beginning. He's one of the original Algorand ambassadors. So he has an interesting perspective. He has been working to encourage the community for a while, and he has this Fame project and he has a Fame token. If you've been paying attention to Tiny Man, that thing went sky high and then kind of fell down to earth, didn't it? And there's been some controversy on Twitter about this, and Bilal was not shy about talking about it. He allowed any kind of question. He didn't try to censor any questions. He was open, and we had a great conversation. And we also talked about Authentium, where he's trying to help solve the food supply chain crisis. I mean, look, folks, the guy's working on big things. He took some time to talk to me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Bilal. And let's just dive into it. So here we go. Live, or not live, pre-recorded from France. Bilal from the Fame token. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, what's up? So we're here with Bilal Brahim, the founder of Fame. How did I do on that name, by the way?
You did pretty well, yeah.
I don't even know, why did I have to include the last name? It's Bilal Brahim.
Bilal is enough, yeah.
Bilal. Okay, no more. Stop saying the last name. All right. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm a bit tired from the day. Like I came from the school and I had some meetings here.
Yeah, the school. But, I saw on your Twitter profile you're a philosophy teacher. Is that correct?
I've been teaching philosophy for 14 years now. I teach in year 12, just before uni.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been teaching around Paris, and I was working in Australia for 4 years for the French government, like the French school in Australia, in Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's in Australia where I discovered, like I knew about Bitcoin before, but I didn't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I really discovered blockchain because I had some free time. So I took some classes on, actually gangster classes, the MIT classes.
Oh, yeah,
I took
absolutely.
them there at the time. Blockchain, finance.
So you took those classes in person?
Yeah, no, online.
No.
Like,
online,
Coursera. Like Coursera, it's an app where you have classes on your phone or your computer.
Oh yeah, Coursera, yeah.
So I took many classes like microeconomics, finance, trading, and blockchain, like 4.
Mm-hmm. So they teach. I mean, leave it. So you're in France, correct? That's what you just said.
No, I'm back in France. Yeah.
Yeah, you're back in France, and so and so they teach philosophy in high school, huh?
Yeah. Not many countries do that. Yeah. Only year 12.
Only year 12. Okay. And is there a focus in the philosophy that you do, or is it a general philosophy class, or?
We have topics we have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have 16 different topics,
mm-hmm.
like consciousness, freedom, justice, states, exchanges, like desire, morality. It's like 16 subjects, and we have to go through using the philosophers like history, and trying to make the students like think by themselves and build the critical thinking with them, and writing skills too. And that's basically what I was doing this afternoon, actually.
Yeah, I went to the New School in New York City. It was where I went to college, and my roommate was a philosophy PhD major.
Oh, cool! Wow.
Yeah,
he
was getting his
roommate to have.
Yeah, he was cool. He was a fun guy. All right. So you're the founder of Fame, and I've been, wandering around the internet, and I, for whatever reason, didn't know much. I mean, I'd heard of Fame, but I didn't really know anything about it. And I saw that you guys had like an exciting moment on Tiny Man when it launched, and then I started looking at your profile, and I thought, wow, this thing is interesting, and I want to learn more about it. And you were so kind to come on. So can you just maybe break down your history with Fame, how you started with it, and what you're trying to do?
That can be a long story. I will give you the short one, maybe.
Okay.
The very short one is, like as investors in crypto, like even if we are not supposed to be investors, like we buy crypto and we try to understand what we've done, like by buying, and so we do research on like the project, and every time there is a news, everybody's sharing and liking and commenting and trying to understand what's going on. And we all follow the channels on YouTube like yours to understand what we're doing, if we are doing the right choice, if we should do something. But in the Algorand community at the very beginning, like I was there, I was one of the first ambassador of Algorand, like 2019, just after the launch. I was one of the first with David, a few of them. Now there are like hundreds, and there was nothing happening on Twitter. And so I was sharing the news. I was like with Kwame, Bank of Algorand. We were the three first ones, and then Darren came in, and we shared the news. And then the community started to build a little bit, but it was very small because we had like a bad like tokenomics problem at the beginning with Algorand, like use overcharged.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do is I saw this energy, like people sharing and posting and finding gems, like very important news that we really need to know to understand the tech and teaching. And I wanted to reward them. So at the very beginning, Fame was just a reward token.
Right.
And when I launched it just to reward the people. And especially I saw young ambassadors, more experienced, and I just wanted a token just to airdrop to the community so we can all reward each other,
Right.
Because as ambassadors, we were not really like rewarded by like money or anything. So I thought, let's do it ourselves. Let's reward ourselves. And then when I started, and people were very excited about the token at the very beginning, and the foundation contacted me and supported me, and they verified the token. They really liked the idea.
Yeah.
So it was immediately verified, like the same day as I launched it, and without me asking. It was just like natural. And then people really wanted this 10 fame, like because I wanted to, at the beginning, I wanted to give like 10,000 fame, like 10 bags to 1,000 people. That's what I wanted to at the beginning.
Right. But you did 7,000, correct?
I stopped at 7,000 because I felt like the community was done. Like there was nobody else.
Yeah.
What I did, each Twitter account, I checked it myself one by one.
Yeah.
So I checked 1,000 accounts manually to see if this account was old enough and if he had really posted about Algorand.
Right.
Because there were many fake accounts, like people would create just another account to get another bag of 10.
And so this was, and this is March. You're doing this, right?
Yeah, 2nd of March. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I did that, after 700 people, I felt like that's done. Like the community is very small.
Yeah.
We are just 700 pioneers on Algorand. That's it. And the other one that were asking me bags, they didn't even know Algorand. Like it was just like coming from other parts. So I stopped and I said, okay, so now how much do I deserve? So I put a vote on Twitter. I asked the community, do I deserve on the 10,000 fame, do I deserve 200, 400, or 600? Right. So there was a vote for 7 days, and they choose 600. I was expecting 400. I was okay with 400. They gave me 600, so I said, cool. And then when I got the 600, I still had some people in the community that I forgot, or people from the team, from the top team. I continue to give, and that maybe brought a little bit of confusion because still today I still have people sending me text message asking me for airdrop. Like
you're like, this is over.
It was just it was over. Like it was just 5 days, and then I started to give like 10 or 5 to the people I knew from my own bag of 600. So I dropped to 400, and now I am around 349 fame.
Okay.
So I have 3%, 3.5% of the total supply.
Right.
And I said the community, I'm not selling any of them until 2025.
Got it.
Zero sell. And the rest is for two things: the ambassadors. So then I said, let's create live events. And those live events, we will make little challenges, like poetry challenges. Like we do that in France a lot, like poetry challenges in bars. And the best poem gets like 1 fame or 2 fame, and we can do a ranking for the 3 best and like a little podium, and we share it. Just to promote creativity and generosity. That was the main goal, like just to knowledge, especially around Algorand and blockchain, and creativity, like artists, and generosity. And the logo, the fame logo, was the first challenge. The first challenge, I said,
Was it?
who wants to create the logo? And I sent it to Algo Explorer. And many artists applied, like Bank of Algorand. I remember he did like one. There was like 10 candidates. And then we trimmed that to 4. And 4, I put 4 Algorand Wallet. And I said, if you want the first logo, this is the wallet where you send your fame, because you vote with your fame.
Right.
The quadratic vote is the idea that you can have a very granular voting system, because you vote with your money, basically. You vote with your fame, and you have some skin in the game. And when you vote, it means something. It's not just a paper, because you lose something. It means really involved in the process.
How many people voted for the logo? So how many people did you get?
It was a lot of votes. It was a lot. Yeah, it was the biggest vote we ever had. It was something like 50. I don't know. I still have the Excel sheet with all the votes.
So I have a quick question. So, I mean, I want to talk a little bit more about this, but since you said that you've been an ambassador, one of the first ambassadors of Algorand all the way since 2019, and in 2019, Algorand wasn't on my radar yet.
Yeah.
But, so that makes me feel like you're very new. I mean, you were very, you've been around, and you were around when there wasn't a lot of people. So I think it's cool that you've been focused on bringing people into Algorand for longer than most people on Twitter right now. I mean, let's be honest about that. So, how did you get to Algorand? How did it even show up for you?
Yeah, for me, it was a very scientific approach, because I was studying blockchain with the gangster classes and things like that. So to me, like also the MIT is a big criteria for me. Like this is where the government goes when they really need something in the US.
Yes.
So when they need like something serious globally, they go ask the professors of MIT. You know, like that's why the MIT was created.
Right.
So I knew that they were coming. They had to react with the blockchain industry. They had to. And also, Bitcoin itself was founded by the DCI, like Digital Currency Initiative, that is at the MIT. And Gensler, Silvio Micali, they were all part of the DCI. So they founded Bitcoin for years. Like the developers, they are paid by this organization. So everything is there. And I thought, if a crypto comes from there, it's no joke. It's the real deal. And when I studied the white paper, I compared. At the beginning, I started with XRP, and I said, "Shit, this is a scam. Like this, what is the supply? Where is the supply? Like they're dumping on us." And I said that in the Facebook group. They banned me from the group, etc. And then I thought I need to find a real one with a real project, like a real utility. And I went to VeChain and Algorand. And then I had like 50-50 VeChain, Algorand. And then I study more. VeChain is still interesting. Supply chain is very important. I think it's a real key point for blockchain.
Of course.
But I thought Algorand can do everything. So I just,
Yeah. So that's how you found it. And so you were taking those classes at MIT. I know we just heard, the Fed chair Powell, he mentioned MIT in his speech about developing the central bank digital currency. So if they're going to do that, that's where they're going to go, obviously.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, okay. So you are in Algorand for a while, you're an ambassador, and you get this idea that, okay, I want to create some sort of reward for people out there that are speaking about Algorand, that are spreading or educating the community, that are creating interesting content. And then you come up with this idea to call it fame, which is obviously a great idea. That's, that's wonderful branding.
At the beginning, it was just family. At the beginning,
yeah.
It was fam, but I didn't like the pronunciation of fam. And then when I was doing it, I was listening to, the movie Fame.
Yeah, I've been singing it this morning.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's the best. And when I was doing the airdrop, because I did it manually on the mobile app, like 700 airdrop, like it was a lot. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was listening to Fame, the music, and the lyrics are, now I know the lyrics. They were very interesting because you need to earn things. In the movie, if you watch it, they need to earn the fame, and fame is something that is not usually earned. People just do whatever on TV to be famous, but they don't really deserve it. Yeah. So what I thought I will call it fame based on also on the song, because it's more fun than just fam, like FAM. And it will bring like something that you need to earn it. It's not just given. So I gave it at the beginning because I wanted a fair distribution, not like XRP. The problem with XRP, people have been waiting for years to have the distribution finished. And we've been waiting 2 years with Algorand. And the problem with cryptos is that the distribution is where the problem is. That's why I wanted the fastest distribution possible. So I wanted in 5 days, everything is gone. I don't have any. The community has it, and they have control of the token. They can do whatever they want with it. I just gave direction, like, let's reward artists and generous people. Because at the end of the day, we are holders of this token. That makes us a community, a fame network. And we want this network to be made of good people, interesting people, not assholes that just talk about the price all day. And that's why it was very important to make it challenging to get it. That's how I come up with the challenge idea. Each month we have an art challenge and a charity challenge. Like last month, it was like mental health. So the one who came up with the biggest raise of money for mental health
was Algo.
He would get 5 fame, and that was Algoana. He did an amazing one, and actually it's very interesting because Tim, another guy, a really great guy, he decided to bring the money to the institution himself. So he will go there with a Goana hat, a fame T-shirt, with the check, and he will send us the photos, and I will.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So do you guys know where it's going, or? Yeah,
it's he decided. Like, I asked the community to choose a charity organization, right? And then they had to see which one is the most appreciated, right? And his was chosen. So, and he said, okay, I can give it myself. And I said, yeah. So with the algos, I will send him the algos to his wallet, and he will send the cash, because many organizations don't accept cash, obviously. Crypto, sorry. No. So we can, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so, I mean, it seems like I've seen, speaking of Algoana, he's trying to plant trees. It seems throughout the entire. Oh, I talked to him the other day. He's fantastic. And his art is so fun. I was showing my wife doesn't really understand, she's just like, NFTs, come on. And then I was showing her his art, and she's like, oh, wow. She's like, I like this. Yeah. Like, this is actually really cool. But every project seems to have this, not every project, but so many projects in Algorand seem to have an altruistic component to it, a part where they're trying to do better. It's and then you have Algorand in general, carbon neutral or negative, Exactly. So it seems like such to me, every once in a while I get this idea that I'm in the right place, and it certainly feels like I'm in the right place with Algorand. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And then, I've noticed just yesterday you were posting about some new challenges about fighting cancer, and I think another one.
Yeah, that's the new plan. That's the next year. Because
for January, right?
there is 2,200 fame left in the reserve.
Uh-huh.
And for now, I'm controlling it with my own private, like with the Algo Fame wallet.
Right.
I am the only one having the key. What I want to do is to make it a multi-sig, like a DAO, basically.
Right.
So I'm not in control anymore. I have my bag. I step like a little bit further. I help the ministers. But what I want to have two group of ministers: the ministers of art, ministers of charity, and I'm working on a DAO. Like we have the whole year, I will be asking many questions to the community how they want it. So I will do a lot of voting this year for them to decide the DAO, basically, each rules. But the challenges, I cannot run them by myself. Like since March, I've been running and promoting the art and charity challenges each month. It's too much work. I cannot do that. And I have my full-time job as a teacher. It was like so tiring. I said, let's have one minister per charity challenge. Like for instance, like you saw January, it's about cancer. And each month is about a different cause. Like after February is about children, like protection of children. And January, the art one is about land art. So when we have one person dedicated to one subject, he will be much more efficient than myself trying to do everything. Right. And also they will control the reserves. So they will have to vote. They will have to reward the winner. And they will have to do what the community wants, because the community will be able to put proposals, and the proposal will be reviewed by the ministers, and the ministers get back to the community, and this game will go on. So the reserve is managed by the ministers and the community, and not by myself. That's the 2022.
So there'll be in 2022, your plan is for there to be a minister of like art, and then there's the minister of art and a minister of charity. So there'll be two guys. And
no, 24.
24. Okay, good.
Because each month there will be one minister of art, one minister of charity. So there will be 12 ministers of art, 12 ministers of charity.
Got it. Okay, good. So that makes a lot more sense. So so each month there'll be a new minister of art, new minister of charity for that particular challenge, and they'll create the challenge.
They will organize the challenge and promote the project, like for cancer. Like if there is like 3 cancer project to fight cancer, they will be able to way ahead because they have 1 year to get it ready. Right. We will run in 2022. We will just run 2 elections per month. We will elect the charity minister and the art minister each month. So there will be a lot of voting this year. 2023, we should have all the ministers elected for 2 years.
Got it.
And then they can organize. So the minister to fight cancer has the whole year to get a really nice challenge going on in January 2023.
Got it. So so whoever does the ministry in January will be responsible for it in 2023.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. And so, like you said, right. And so, and you said that. So the idea is to basically turn this into a DAO. Yeah. And so, what you're thinking is that the fame holders will have a say in how much the rewards will be, or what is it that if there's a minister, so it's not that the community is going to tell the ministers what to do, but they're gonna, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, I will put a plan. I have a plan actually. I have like a system. It's basically like a government. You know how the democracy works. So it's basically a kind of constitution that I've put in place. And then I have developers that help me to make it like a systematic. So I have a plan, but in this plan, the community can change the plan.
Got it.
For instance, let's say I say there are 24 ministers. The community can, if they come together with 100 fame, they put it, and they have the right to completely change the status or to reduce the number of ministers or to add a new position and to change the salaries and to fire someone. So if they want to fire the minister of to fight against cancer because he did a bad job, they have to come together to put like 50 fame, to send it to the reserve, and to put like, we want to fire this guy. He did a bad job. But they don't do it automatically. The proposal goes to the ministers. The ministers write it and post it. And the community will vote. Do we fire him or not?
Got it. So now if these people, if a group of people come together to get, to fire somebody, and they put their 50 fame together and they send it to the wallet. Now, if their proposal fails, they lose their fame, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So they have to be very smart.
Yeah. So there's risk here. It sounds like you've created, and it costs something to vote, and
exactly.
And there's a very limited amount of fame, and
10,000.
So 10,000 is very small.
8,000. Sorry, there will be only 7,800 because the reserve is 2,200.
Right, but over time that will dwindle, obviously, with all of these proposals. Correct, like that you'll be pulling from that for the ministers and the winners.
It's a very slow. It's a very slow because the ministers are not paid a lot,
Yeah.
Ministers, they will get like, let's say January, the ministers of January, like let's say cancer, each minister will receive only 5 fame.
Right.
And 3 of the fame, I don't know, the community will decide. But 3 of the fame will go to the winner of the challenge as a bonus. And 2 will be kept by the minister.
Got it.
Or maybe it will be the reverse. The community will decide. I will ask the community, how do they want to split it? Do they want to give 3 to the ministers and 2 to the winner, or the reverse?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I also saw that's part of your roadmap is get-togethers and parties and
events,
types of events. That's what, And so, and that will also, fame will be used as your entry, as a ticket to get in. And
I don't want fame to be completely closed. So you can always go to some like event. If you participate in the challenge, you don't need fame.
Got it.
So let's say there is a poetry challenge or a painting challenge or a drawing challenge in a park somewhere.
And you don't.
If you come to compete, you don't need any fame, and you can win.
Right.
That way, we will attract talent into the community, and that's what we want. We want talent and nice people. We want more interesting people. The idea is to have a self-improving community over time, over 10 years. And I plan for 10 years. I plan for 2030. So the distribution will be very slow until 2030. That's why the ministers only get 5, to be able to survive for 10 years. And if there is proposal, that will replenish the pool, the reserve, and that makes it a circulating supply, and that can stay for years and many years. Yeah.
So so every time there's a vote, or there's some sort of when people come up with a proposal, this is always constantly replenishing your supply.
Exactly. Everything that's happening, like let's say like a challenge, 10% of all the fame that have been used to vote, 10% will go back to the reserve, the art reserve and the charity reserve.
Right. And then so then where does the rest go?
Oh, the rest go to the winners.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the first one gets 50%, the second gets 20%.
Got it.
The third gets 10%, and the reserve gets 10%, like the third.
Got it. Cool. All right. And then there's 2030, there's a plan for Dubai, right? Did I see that?
Yeah, because that's how it started. Like, you know how it started?
No.
In the Slack, like Algorand Slack, when you're an ambassador, you have access to the Algorand Slack with all the ambassadors and the top team. And I was wondering I was telling to Kelly, like, why don't we do a party to celebrate the launch of Algorand, like in 5 years, like 5 years anniversary? We should do a big party.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what she answered. And I said, why do I ask her? Like, I can do it myself. Like, I don't need that.
Right.
So I said, okay, I will do that. I will take charge of that. So I came up with this idea that if the fame token like grows, like the community grows, and there is only 10,000, so there will be a pressure on the price because the community will grow, but not the supply.
Right.
So we can keep like a small reserve for the party, and the party can be like the ticket can be fame. Like if you have, let's say, you just need to pay like one fame to come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's good because we can go again for another 10 years. You know, like to have a second cycle.
Right.
And again.
So then everybody that exactly. So everybody that participates in the party, then their fame that they paid to get into the party goes into the reserves, and then
exactly.
So it keeps the system going.
And we can go for 2040. 2040. I would be old.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll be a bunch of old people. Like, yeah.
But rich, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, old rich people. You know, this sounds great. Maybe the party will have to be on a yacht in 2040.
I personally think that 2030 will be already like huge.
Yes.
Like
yes,
seriously,
I think,
the one that have been invested in 2019. Like,
oh man,
you don't need to work.
Like,
you just work for fun, like literally.
Yeah, good for you, man. Yeah. So, all right. So I did notice. So on Tiny Man, when the Tiny Man launched, the fame price it went pretty ballistic.
It was horrible.
So. Yeah, I don't know the details of it, but I know that there was a huge rise in price, and then there was kind of like a big drop too, right? So what happened? Let's talk about that real quick.
First of all, I wanted fame I did fame only with 2 decimals.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like the idea from the very beginning was beyond money. Right. We want to go beyond money. Why? Because money is how to say, it's like a virus. Money is a virus, like the dollar is a virus. Everything that it touches, it multiplies in it and it eats it. Right. Like Bitcoin, everything. Like anything that it's touched by the dollar gets transformed into dollars. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do is to create a crypto that is not money. I tried my best to make something that is not money. The first quality has to be illiquid. So I put only 2 decimals, so traders cannot trade it really. It's hard to trade. And I wanted the pools to be empty on Tiny Man, etc. I didn't know at the time, but I thought it will never go into exchanges, because as soon as a crypto goes to exchanges like Algorand, like Bitcoin, you know, like the Bitcoin price and the dollar price pushes Bitcoin, and Bitcoin pushes all the other crypto. So we need something that is not correlated with anything, and to have it non-correlated to anything, we need like illiquidity. It's a feature. It's a really good thing, actually. It's like almost an NFT, you know.
Yeah.
NFT have their own lives, and fame will have its own life because it's illiquid. Right. And because of that, also I avoid traders. I don't want traders to touch fame. That's why I made it also illiquid, and that was a feature. Like if you scroll back to the Algorand fame page, that was like the 3rd post on the fame project. And but the problem is they can be whales. You know, I try to avoid whales because I gave 10 to everybody, but I had like the initial team and the ambassadors. I reward them with fame at the beginning because they did, like, they helped me so much, especially when there was the youngest ambassador, Algorand ambassador, the youngest one. I will not mention her name, but you can find her on Twitter. So she was very helpful, and she really helped me with the Discord, with the Telegram, and she had great ideas. She's very smart, and and I rewarded her with algos and fame because I saw like at the beginning she had like basically a very small bag, and I thought it's sad because she was super active, but
She was doing so much.
yeah, she was doing so much, and she didn't have like a big bag. Like I said, oh yeah, let's help.
Right.
But then she left for Acorn, like the squirrel project with the little drawing.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool. But the problem is I have plans for fame. I cannot let you take my ideas and to bring them to Acorn or any other project. So you have to choose. So
Right.
I forced her to choose because I had no choice. I wanted to protect the idea of fame in the long term, and I didn't want like the project that I have for fame to go to other projects,
Oh, so what happened is that she wanted to go work with the Acorn project or Algo Squirrel, and
at the same time
as working as fame, and you were like, no, like
I couldn't.
you did a lot for me. I rewarded you handsomely. Like you have to choose one or the other.
That's what I
position was.
And she didn't like it, and so she said, okay, so if you force me, I will go to Acorn. I said, okay, cool. And that's it. And also like there were some problem between her and another one in fame, another fame ambassador, Frozy Coin, Frozy Frida, her name is Frida. So they were like getting each other. I said, okay, I don't want any of that noise. So I asked them, please, just go your way on your own project and to have like a quieter environment and nicer environment.
Right.
And then like this created a lot of frustration from her part. I can understand that. And as soon as fame went onto Tinyman, she was the whale of the fame network. She had like 75 or 65, I don't know, like a lot. And she dropped everything. So that's why the price completely dropped. But actually, it's a good thing because what happens, it's so illiquid that when it drops, it stays low. And other people from the community can join in and have like a cheap fame to join in. And maybe they have a good mindset and they share the same value. And I don't care about the price really. I'm not selling.
So, I mean, I know that we won't talk much about the price, but just out of my curiosity, what was the high and the low that it hit on Tinyman?
I was on the Twitter chat, the Algo fam chat we have every Sunday.
Yeah,
I was on it, and to be honest, I didn't do much yield, etc. Like I'm not a specialist on like I used Uniswap like just like 5 times maybe. I'm not a specialist in yielding. Like Cody is much better. Many other people are much better than myself. So I didn't even really understand how it worked, like the pools.
Right.
I tried. I had a look, and I just saw like at one moment it was $100, I think. And it dropped to. I think Ibu told me it dropped at $1 or 1 fame. And then
what a drastic what a ride,
because it's illiquid. There was no liquidity in the pool.
So there's still only 2 decimals, so it can only be broken down to there you go. Okay,
I wanted to do the opposite of XRP.
Right. So just to tie this up, so what happened was that you had somebody that worked with you from the beginning, and you made her choose, and she didn't like that. And then during the Tinyman launch, she got rid of her. She did all right. She made
actually, I'm happy for her. Like she needed money. She wanted money for the governance. She deserved it. I have no hard feeling. Like it's cool. Like I really don't care. Like it's good.
Right. And then there seemed to be some people saying that basically you control so much of it and it's centralized, but from what I've heard in our
centralized, that's the problem. And I want to do this project like
that's what I was going to say.
But that was the plan from the beginning. And every fame that leaves the wallet, like I write a note, so anyone can check the asset fame. Check there is one wallet for transparency. There is only one wallet. You check the wallet, And you can check every transaction. I always write a note where the money goes, like the champion, the winner, for this, for community, for everything is written in the blockchain actually. So
So for that wallet is completely transparent, and your wallet, I think
it's
I
the
read
wallet
that.
of the asset. When you click on the asset, you have the wallet. It's the AlgoFam wallet.
Yeah. And your wallet as well is transparent.
I gave my wallet. It's public.
Yeah,
my wallet, it's called Artedia because I created an asset in 2019 for my company. It's Artedia was a school in Paris, like an art and philosophy school. So my wallet is easy recognizable because it's called Artedia. It's also you have an asset called Artedia that I created in 2019. That's my wallet.
Cool. And I saw that you're also part of, you're the CMO of Authentium, right? That's great. Yeah. And because that's focused on, like you were saying earlier, how important, why you liked VeChain is the food, the supply chain. Food supply chain. Yeah. And so what are you doing over there?
So like when we ran the food challenge was the second challenge of fame. So we had Kingsley, the farm in Nigeria. He was not a farmer. He wanted to participate to the challenge. And there was another guy called Jesse, an Australian. And Jesse contacted me and he said, I have an idea. We can try help farmers around the world to teach them how to grow food, literally, scientifically. And with Kingsley, we worked together, us three. Together, we had a channel called Cultivate the World. And we started working on how to create a farm in Nigeria for Kingsley. So many people, many FAME members helped, to buy the land, to buy the seeds, to send algos to Kingsley to help him. And it went amazingly well. He created a huge farm. He because it was hunger in his village, real hunger. So he harvests tons of tomatoes. You have his account, he's amazing. All the photos, and he gave tomatoes around him. He didn't even sell, he just gave the majority of tomatoes. And and when it was happening, Phil Talbot is the CEO of Authentium. He's been working under the radar for 3 years on this solution. He met with Silvio Micali and in Melbourne, I think. They had this meeting about this, and he talked with Silvio about it. It's a huge project. I cannot say much yet, but now we are going public. So the solution is ready. And he contacted me. He said, okay, I love what you do with Fame. I think we share the same value. And since then, we couldn't stop talking and sharing ideas. And we are friends now. This is my friend, really, with Kingsley also. And we created this bond. And we really want to work globally to help farmers because I think this is the essential part of misery. When you go straight to the roots and you solve the problem at the very beginning on the land, the land can produce incredible amount of food, especially in Nigeria.
Right.
Like farmers, because now I talk to so many farmers. Even now, just before I had a meeting. I to organize the work in Nigeria with the ambassadors for Authentium. And that's everything that's coming out. And I decided that I will stop teaching philosophy.
Oh, wow.
To work globally on the ground to help farmers on the ground with the solution of Authentium. That is a version of VeChain, but not centralized. Because VeChain is centralized. They control everything. But this solution is even better because it's completely decentralized. Anyone can use it. It's incredible. And it can be free for small farmers.
Wow.
So it's a revolutionary idea that got me in mind, maybe it's worth I stop teaching and I go do that around the world. And I will start with Nigeria, and I will actually go this month in Nigeria.
Oh, wow. Have you been? Have you been in Nigeria or?
No, I never been, but I will go this month. At the end of the month, I will go. We have a PayScript, Algomint, Algorand Foundation, and obviously Authentium and Fame. So they all supported this trip, and I will go there, and we will bring the solution to farmers, rural farmers, and to help them present the product to the people, sell the product to the people, and to give them visibility, like who they are. This is
Right.
how this tomato has been created. And as a consumer, you want to know where it comes from.
Right.
So from both sides, we will bring visibility. The consumer will know exactly where it comes from,
Right.
and the farmer will know exactly where it's going. And that's the future of blockchain. This is supply chain is the future, and it's a revolutionary. And fame is a revolution. That's
I saw that you have like fame. You have fame Nigeria. You have fame Ghana, and
Nigeria is big.
Is big, huh? Yeah, and well, that's exciting, man. I mean, it seems like you have your hands in some really, you know, just exciting things. The fact that you're gonna be able to pivot from teaching philosophy, and you're gonna be on the ground in Nigeria trying to help farmers and get food. I mean, obviously, food is the thing that's the thing, and
also the farmers. You know, the farmers, like as a philosopher, like as a philosophy teacher, I know what farming means historically. They were like prophets, like Hesiod, like the first poets were farmers, because they had to know everything about the sky, the cosmos, the stars, the seasons. They created the calendars, because those people were the most important people in life in cities, and we forgot about them, and we made them like slave, and we made them like miserable. They are the population that commits suicide the most, which is horrible. And they feed us like everything. Every time we eat something, like there is someone suffering at the other on the other side, which is crazy. Like, how can we let that go? And what I want to do with fame is to bring real fame to people that really deserve fame. That's the idea of fame, like farmers, like essential people, like social workers, farmers, people who are fighting against cancer, people who are helping homelessness. Those people should be famous, not the stupid people we see on TV every day, like stupid fame, you know, like I want real fame to reward them. And we are building other dApps for the farmers.
That's great.
And then we will focus on artists, like young artists that cannot make it because they are being eaten by the industry, like musicians. And like NFT is a good thing, because artists all of a sudden can finally make the money they deserve. Like
like Opulous. And I come from Italian farmers. My grandfather moved from the north of Italy, traveled across, from New York to California, and he farmed much of a city called, he owned and farmed much of a city called Walnut Creek.
Oh, really?
California. Yeah. So and then the city taxed him out of his, no, he's dead. He had to sell in 1979, right? So he, and basically they taxed him out of being able to own that much land anymore. And but he, he got his livelihood taken away, and he passed away. No, he didn't get it taken away. They gave him, he got money, obviously, but it was,
it's all a trap, because the intermediaries, like big companies, they steal the land of small farmers. Like they put pressure on them on the price. They cannot let them survive with the price. That's horrible, because when they come to a small farmer, they tell him, I'm going to buy your egg like 10 cents, even though you produce it for 15 cents. But I will buy 1 million. Do you want the deal? And it's all guaranteed for the next 5 years. And he says yes, because he has no choice. And then they sell the eggs like $1 the egg. And like the farmer doesn't get the money he deserves, and the intermediaries gets the money. The whole idea of blockchain is to get rid of the middleman. That's the basic of blockchain. And we can do that with supply chain by putting in the same social app the farmer and the consumer. They know each other now. When you go to the market, the local market, you are here standing with the farmer, you know him, he knows you. There is the product, that's it. There is no Walmart, no bullshit, no calls, no.
Well, and that's what it was. That's what, during that entire time, he was the market. Everybody would go. He farmed hundreds of acres, and he owned, and
And
everybody
people come
knew
to
him.
your dad, right? People had
They
to
were
come to the farms.
to my grandfather, yeah. And he and then the city taxed him out of it, and he passed away 6 months later because his purpose,
The depression, the sadness.
his purpose was
This is the
taken away from him.
sadness.
Yeah. So
Because
you know
the sadness of a
dignity.
farmer losing his job,
Yeah.
is like this is the people this is the people that commit suicide the most globally. Like France,
Yeah.
it's huge too. They are isolated, exploited. They don't get paid. They are under debt. Like they take many credits just to keep the farm alive.
Mm-hmm.
And they are intoxicated by the product. Like it's not organic, so they like it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I think this is a cause that can get me stop teaching and do something and at least try to do something. So, sorry.
No, this is good. No, this is good. This sounds. Well,
Sorry.
it sounds like, it sounds to me, look, I'm just meeting you and it's been great meeting you. And it sounds to me that you are focused on missions that are bigger than yourself. So, look, I'm going to be watching Fame and, maybe if it, if I can help, let me know. And I want to be, I want to be active here. And, it's been great talking to you. I've always had an affinity. The French have treated me well in my lifetime. Daniels is actually originally, it was changed when my grandmother moved. I have the Italian, and then my dad's side, Daniels was Lafleur. That's the original, that was Lafleur. And the French directors have always been good to me too. My first commercial was a Microsoft commercial. Michel Gondry cast it. He was the director of that. And then I played George Lucas in a Luc Besson film. So I got flown to Normandy. So my history with the French is very positive.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So you've done some acting.
I've done a little bit of acting. Yeah, I don't do much of it. I mean, I do a little of it now, but this is I'm kind of focused on staring at a camera and trying to have some fun and talk about crypto. But
you look professional when I saw your video. I thought, oh, this is a professional. This is not just a random guy like talking crypto. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. I don't know if we talked about Fame much, but
no, we talked. I know we got excited about the supply chain, which is great.
I'm sorry. I'm just in it. Like I will move full time. And I will have some announcements soon, like around it, because we are just getting like public now, so we can talk more about it. And it's super exciting.
So there isn't a lot of information out there about it because I saw but it's coming. Basically, you guys are public with it, and the details are coming. Is what?
And also I think it's the different mindset, like with Algorand and the Australians. Algorand want to bring the product first and then talk. Right. And the Australian are also like that. The Australian project, like Algoana, or like when they want to bring the product first and then they talk. It's not like the other way around. Like they talk for years and there is nothing at the end. So even if like things are ready, live, etc. No talk, like just wait until we have like serious things to show, like achievements to show. And we have a few coming, so I'm super excited, like how the community will react.
Cool.
And, it's so cool.
I think that's a good way to be. Action first, and then do the talking. Yeah.
You need to prove that something is functioning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
will you be
and obviously in the crypto space, it's very
just talks. Yeah,
it's just so much talking, and then I don't know. I'm tempted. You asked me if I was going to be in Miami, right?
Yeah, I'm going.
You're going. See, I know that they're dropping more tickets. Should I do it? I asked my wife, I was like, what if I left? And she was like, well, I mean, if you want. So, I mean, she gave me the go ahead. So maybe I should.
Where are you based?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Yeah. It's a bit of a trip, but I think it will be worth it. There will be everybody there.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much.
Thank you
so
so
much for
much.
coming on. And then, yeah, maybe come back, and if there's, give me some updates, and
Yeah, I
we can
can
talk again.
actually, we can even do something live where the community
Yeah.
can react and ask questions about the DAO, because I want the community to decide like the decision. I will propose the first version, but then we can also discuss it for 1 year, because it will go live 2023. So 2022 is the election, and the discussion, the conversation around the constitution. How do we want it to work?
Right.
I have a plan, but I don't want to impose my plan. I just propose my plan, and they can change everything in the plan.
That sounds great.
So if we do a live thing, it's cool.
Let's do a live one, and we'll try to do it on a weekend, so we can get an audience. Yeah.
Perfect.
Great.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you so much, my friend.
All right. Thank you. Good to meet you.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
All right,
bye.
All right, everybody. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of these. I'm going to be doing a lot of interviews. I'm going to be talking about Algorand incessantly. This is the deal, guys. I believe in Algorand. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to talk to the people in the community. So if you're out there watching this and you're like, I'm a kind of a big deal in the community, I'd like to be on the ReCoop. Well, guess what? You can hit me up on Discord or on my Twitter DMs or wherever the hell you want to do it, because I want to talk to you. Let's have some fun. Let's try to keep it light and, teach me some things. All right, everybody. Hey, thank you for watching. Do your homework.